Hi guys, welcome back. I'm back with our favorite Iman and we're demoing for you today a quick 10-minute face when you need to look really pulled together for that big day at the office. I hope you find it useful. So Iman has moisturized, so now I'm just going to use this Bioderma Photoderm SPF 30. It's a mattifying fluid, high protection, and I'm going to apply it with a Morphe E8 brush. I'm going to put this over her whole face for good protection. I don't personally like to put sunblock near my eyes. I don't know about everyone else, but I find, especially because I know I'm going out into the sun, the heat really, it stings my eyes. Does it sting everyone? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Yeah. Now I asked Iman also about her day-to-day routine, and she says that she doesn't always use primers unless she feels like it's very warm and her pores are expanded. So since it's very warm, I'm just going to sweep a little bit of L'Oreal Infallible primer. Are these just the areas that you would hit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Around your mouth?
By my cheeks and
yeah,
I guess the central area.
So chin also?
Yeah.
So I think applying a primer just towards the center of your face is smart because it's got a mattifying action, which means it'll be more long lasting, but you do want a sheer looking base everywhere else. So it's a good idea to just put a primer where you know you have a little bit more coverage and you want your base to last a little bit longer just on those areas. So next I'm going to use a genuine favorite of both Iman and mine, which is Maybelline Fit Me 115. It's so strong that what you can do is you can put it on the back of your hand, and I would take a little bit and just spread it out and just wait for this to dry off. By the time you've done the rest of your base and you come back to this, there's enough pigment in this for it to behave like a concealer. So we're just going to use a very little because the idea is, you know, you're just looking to look a bit pulled together for like zoom, shoom type scene. Iman has so many Zoom meetings and fiscal reports she looks at and what's happening in the New York office. Tell me, stat. So this is my version of what working people do. If COVID has taught us anything, it's that we're utterly useless. Well, that's not true. We brought lots of joy, including you, Iman. So thank you, by the way. You sat around and, you know, I don't think that in the time when we were producing work, that there was anybody producing work. Nobody had models. They were locked down.
Yeah, that's true.
And I just knocked on your door and said, come on.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah, we're really lucky. We kept the home fires running. So thank you for working when nobody else was. So the foundation, once it dries, turns into a sort of heavier pigmented concealer. And not that I'm not going to come in with a bit of a concealer, I will, but it's nice to get this much out of the way. Now that I've applied that with that brush, I'm now going to buff it out. You can use any sort of flat foundation brush. Do you tend to use a beauty blender on a daily basis or do you just use a brush or your fingers?
Fingers and brush, just because I feel like it takes less time. And then a beauty blender to go over areas if I need to.
Yeah, even I do that because I feel like with a beauty blender, you end up depositing a lot if you sort of soak it up.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, and it's a great little product. It's my own, so I can go straight onto Iman's skin with it, because I also just want to show you how nice its little brush is. I mean, it's not like it's going to help you blend anything, but it helps you get the concealer into, you know, areas where you really need it. And I'd say that this is pretty much the area that I would conceal. How about you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a Wee Bandy sketch. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Wee Bandy sketch. You should. He's a legend. I call him the cha-cha maker. If Max Factor is the grandfather, he is the uncle, and Kevin is the cousin. So you just want to just lightly move that around, and I think once we've sort of just done the face bits, I'm going to come in with a beauty blender just to settle everything in. Now is the moment for you to decide if you want any more coverage. I'm going to take a tiny bit now, just towards the areas of the face that I know are going to see some wear and tear. I like the technique of slowly building up liquid foundations. Well, not even slowly, but just, you know, do one light layer and then follow it up with another, where you need it only. And then you're good to go. It's a much faster way of doing your base. So once you've got your quick foundation on with a smidge of concealing, it's time to, I would say, go straight in with a lipstick, because then I'm going to take the lipstick straight into the foundation and then I'll set it. This is Bourjois Velvet No. 7 Nude-ist, so I'm going to use that. It's a good idea to do a liquid lipstick base if you want an all-day lasting lip. So I don't want to give it a particularly strong edging or shape, because, you know, it's the daytime. Let the liquid lipstick set, and then we'll add a second color to it. Okay, now that you've got this really beautiful rich pink at the base, which I think is a great base tone for your day-to-day lip, I'm going to put on Field Pink. I put a light amount of that base color on because I know it's going to fade down after you drink your coffee or whatever. So I do think it's good to have a liquid lipstick base, but you don't want it to be too gunky for the day. So this is now just some Field Pink by Maybelline that I'm going to put in the middle. So I've taken a little bit of the liquid lipstick on my hand, and I'm just going to really, really lightly, this is why I haven't powdered the base, really lightly just going to take that straight into the liquid foundation so that it's within your base, so that when you powder, it's this very realistic skin flush as opposed to, you know, a heavy color on your face, like a powder that's strong. So you can see I'm just patting it on her face. Don't streak through your foundation now. Now it's time to powder. Now, because it's the summer, I would suggest you use Porefessional's Shine Vanishing Pro Powder. I'm going to use this just where I think I need it, the Porefessional's powder. and just set. Okay, I'm going to use my Eco Full Powder Brush, and what I love about this is it just allows you to just lightly stroke in general on the face. So first I'm just patting the powder in to set her base. Once you're sure your base is set well, and I just want to make sure with maybe a smaller eyeshadow brush that I've definitely set around the nose and mouth area. This powder is really quite fine as you start to blend it, so don't be shy, you can really go to town with it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 24 karat Nudes by Maybelline, and I'm just going to dip a big brush into these two sort of highlighty shades, and I'm just going to stick it on her brow bone and a tiny bit on her upper cheekbone, and I'm just going to pat that in. Nothing major, little on her nose. That's it. Just so she looks a little clean and bright. Sweetie. So press rather than stroke, because your base is barely set right now. So it'll kind of take in that glow really easily, as you can see. So just be circumspect while you poke yourself in the eye. It's always nice to take a peachy tone, okay, and just sweep that under your eye a little bit for a little brightening. It's not about having something super shiny, it just brightens your face. Just going to take the big brush and make sure that that's all sitting well everywhere. Now we're going to take this really clever little brush, again by EcoTools. It's the Liner Smudge brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my brown pencil and I'm going to just take it along this brush. And I just want to create a soft haziness around the lashes. I'm not looking for perfection of any variety, just for some depth right at the base of the lashes. So once you've got that on, and you can see I've done it with absolutely zero care, I'm just going to come in with a Q-tip and rub. And I'm just going to kind of pull it down towards the lashes so that all the pigment gets pushed closer. Look straight for them. Oof, it's so effective. So just literally just stroke downwards. This way the brown gets softened and all the pigment gets pushed right near the lashes. Open. And you can see with zero effort, look how fancy that looks. And with what's left on the brush, I'm just going to lightly stroke through with that brown pencil the brows. Just so you get rid of any ashiness in the brow. Not really sort of getting it to her skin very much at all. Just kind of painting the brow itself a darker color. Then we're going to comb that through. If you're somebody whose eyebrows really droop, a great little trick is to take some hairspray on your spoolie and just comb your brows through. They won't move. The last step for her is a little mascara, and I'm going to use a Bourjois Push Up Volume Glamour in brown because I think that's a great thing to do over day rather than black. And I'm not going to go crazy, I'm just going to very lightly fluff that up. Okay. little bit of mascara down here. And now before all of you say that obviously somebody whose face is allowing them a profession of wearing makeup is not a good measure of, you know, how quickly makeup can transform. And that's true. I do really enjoy Iman's face because it takes on characters, and that's why I like to redo my makeup on her all the time. I get a chance to see where my makeup is going. But I think that most people, you know, are happy with this kind of finish in their face, just a bit of a browniness. Your eyes are slightly defined, you've got a flush of pink, you're vaguely concealed, brows are on point, and before you know it, I think you look completely pulled together. So there you go, guys. That's a nice pulled together look, and I think you can see how quickly you can achieve this. I bet you if I time it beginning to end, I could do it in 10 minutes or less. I hope you find this useful and you put it into your everyday routine. If not every one of the tricks, at least one or two of them. Please subscribe and like, and thank you again so much for joining us. Bye guys.